In this video, I'm going to show you the fastest way to remove bars or railings from an image inside of Photoshop 2024. Hello, I'm Chris Curry and welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial. Before we start, if you want to follow along with me, there's a link to the image below in the description, so feel free to download that via Unsplash. Let's not waste any more time and dive straight in. There are quite a few different ways to do this, but I'm going to show you the fastest and most efficient way I have found. Let's start by unlocking the layer by clicking the padlock icon in the Layers panel. Then we're going to make a copy of this layer. The keyboard shortcut to do this is Ctrl-J on Windows or Command-J on Mac. I'm going to hide the bottom layer by clicking the eyeball icon in the Layers panel. Next, we're going to use the Object Selection tool. Hit W on your keyboard to bring this up, and then if you don't have it selected, you can use Shift and W to cycle through your tools until you have your Object Selection tool selected. Now watch what happens here. If we hover the mouse over the background, Photoshop's AI can detect that I'm only looking to select the background and the bars have been left out. So simply by clicking the background, we've made our selection. Now before we remove the bars, what we need to do is refine the selection, because what we want to do at this stage is select everything but the bars, and our model hasn't been selected. To add anything to your selection, this is really simple. All you need to do is hold Shift on your keyboard and then click the areas you want to add to the selection. If we zoom in, you'll see that areas have been missed. And if you want to refine your selection even further, the best way to do this is to use the Lasso Tool. Hit L on your keyboard and then again holding down Shift, you can draw around the areas you want to add into the selection just like this. If you want to remove anything from your selection, hold down Alt on Windows or Option on Mac and then repeat the process. I'm going to speed this up as this is all we're doing, we're just refining the mask. I'm pretty happy with this selection, so now we're going to add a layer mask. In the bottom right hand corner of the screen, hit the layer mask button. So here's what we're going to do. Click the layer mask we just made in the Layers tab, invert this with Ctrl-I on Windows or Command-I on Mac. Then we are going to select this mask by holding down Ctrl on Windows or Command on Mac, and you'll see a box appear over the cursor. Click the layer mask and this will make a selection. Next, go to our layer underneath and make this visible. Then we're going to hit backspace on the keyboard to delete the bars within this image. I'm going to hide the layer above so we can see what we're working on. After that, we need to expand the layer mask, and we can do that by heading up to Select, Modify and Expand. This step is crucial and you cannot miss it out if you want to use Generative Fill, so don't miss it. If we do this without it, it simply won't work. I would expand your mask between 10 to 15 pixels and start there, but you might want to go further depending on your image. However, 15 pixels for my image is about right. After that, find the floating box and then click into the Generative Fill box. And don't type anything, just click Enter on your keyboard and let Photoshop's AI do all the work. As you can see, this has done an exceptional job. If you head over to the Properties tab, you can see that in the Variation section, there are 3 options to choose from, so pick the one that you think is best. This image is looking good, but we're not finished, and there is one last thing you need to be conscious of. So if something does go wrong, I'm going to show you exactly how you can fix it. When you do this process, please check over your image, as sometimes the Generative Fill does change parts of it you don't want changing. Here's an example. If we zoom into our model and we look at the right eye, you can see it doesn't look right at all. All we need to do is remove this part of the mask, and to do this it's really simple. Hit B on your keyboard to bring up your brush tool. Then we're going to hit D on the keyboard as well to make our background and foreground colour white and black. You can use X to cycle between your background and foreground colour, but we're going to make sure that black is our foreground colour in this case. And we're simply going to select the mask and then paint over this area of the image. And what that will do is it will revert back to the original and it will fix the issues within the image. That's the end of the tutorial. I hope you found this helpful. Please do drop any questions you have in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Photoshop tutorials. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.